James, would you be buying shares of CVS at $60 here?
Hey, Kelly. No, we would not. We would be a seller, actually. I mean, I know the stock is down today. When there's big trouble like there is at CVS, heads are going to roll, and that's exactly what's going on with taking Lynch out. I'm not sure, in our view, that that's enough. I mean, the poor performance, the profit deterioration, and as was just recently mentioned, the guidance going from $1.70 to $1.05 is really dramatic, and then removing all the guidance for the rest of the year. Joyner is a great complement and as a replacement, but he's not a turnaround person. There are problems specific to the healthcare insurance business. That's really where the big problems lie. Come from the costs exceeding revenue. They cut costs to get market share. Let that be a reminder to all businesses. Very dangerous thing to do. So now their margins are really skinny. Even at 6 times earnings, down 28% this year, I think it's a value trap. We would not go near it.
So it's the insurance business that's their problem, not the pharmacy, not the PBM, not the stores.
The big problem is the insurance, Tyler. The stores have been lackluster, but the big problem is in the insurance.
All right, let's move on to American Express, which reported a top-line beat and a bottom-line miss this morning. Was that right? I'm not sure that's right. Sending shares off of yesterday's all-time highs. Our own Hugh Son spoke to the company's CFO earlier today, and what did you learn? Straighten that out for us. Did they beat on the top line and miss on the bottom line, or vice versa?
It's the reverse. They beat on EPS. They missed on revenue very slightly, only by $30 million. Hey, Tyler, so Amex CFO Christoph Lakayak telling me that the reason for the stock reaction today is basically they're guiding a 9% revenue growth for 2024, which is on the low end of their stated 9 to 11% range. And the reason for that, Lakayak cited a soft environment for spend growth, as even their affluent card users are becoming cautious on discretionary spend. Now, the stat for that, spend growth in the quarter was up 6% on Amex U.S. cards, which is below their historical average range of 7 to 8% growth. Now, importantly, he still believes Amex can achieve north of mid-teens EPS growth this year by keeping expenses in check. And another reminder, before today, Amex shares were up a whopping 54% year-to-date. So today's stock reaction, bit of a give back from an extremely strong year.
All right, Hugh, thank you very much. Back to James. What's your trade here on Amex?
Hi, Tyler. We'd be a buyer. I think investors are selling the stock off incorrectly, misperceiving the opportunities that are coming forward in the next 4 quarters. In some respects, this is one of the best ways to play this new extended bull market in the financials without owning a bank, and also to play that robust consumer spending we have. So we think Amex is a wonderfully positioned company here. Yes, they did beat on the bottom line. They were a little bit light on revenue, but they did guide higher. So, fee revenue up 18%. That's a super good number. 3.3 million new card members. That's quite significant. I think this market has misunderstood how robust the consumer has been and also will be. And I think that's what we're going to see drive the stock over the next 4 quarters. So I would buy the stock here on weakness.
All right. Let's see about Weston, which is on pace for its worst year on record. And this was a high flyer in a couple of years prior. Now it's up strongly today. Its best day in 4 years, in fact, on reports of activist intervention. Let's bring in Kate Rogers with that story. Kate?
Hey, Kelly, Jana Partners, the activist investor, has been building a stake in Weston of some 5% as it pushes the maker of French fries to explore options for a sale. The Wall Street Journal first reporting that today. According to SEC filings, the activist has been building the stake since August. Jana declined to comment to CNBC. Now, the Journal's report says it's looking for Lamb to improve both operations and capital allocation strategy, and it could nominate directors to the board as it works with its former executive chairman, Timothy McLevish. Now, while you may not have heard of the company, you've likely tasted some of its products. It makes frozen potatoes. It's a major producer of French fries, customers including Yum Brands and McDonald's. The stock down just under 30%, a tough year, as you mentioned, year to date, but it's up some 10% on the news today. Lamb has a market cap of $11 billion, and we just got a statement saying from the company, we're aware of the 13D filings from Jana Partners and Continental Grain. We regularly engage with our shareholders to better understand and consider their views, and will continue to do so. Kelly, back over to you.
Very interesting. James, to you for the trade. And the company is talking about kind of weakness in markets here as a lot of restaurants have raised French fry prices, which to me sounds more cyclical than structurally broken. But what do you think?
Well, what would Power Lunch be like if we didn't talk about French fries? So that's my first comment. And, the company, after years of being super successful, has been quite a mess. I'd say for the last 2 or 3 years, operating deficiencies have been a problem. Believe it or not, raw potato procurement has been not done correctly, overpaying, and they have a very robust compensation plan. Barry Rodenstein of JANA coming in sees a lot of that, and he sees ways to adjust and change a lot of those metrics, get it back to what it used to be. So where we would have probably been a seller or maybe a hold the stock prior to JANA coming in, now we are a buyer. We think they will make those adjustments. They'll get board approval. And I don't know if you're aware of this, but over the years, there's been a lot of companies acting as a suitor, wanting to buy Lamb Weston for that monopoly they have in French fries. So I think they're going to have a lot of potential buyers if they can right this ship. And I think Rodenstein and JANA can do it. So we would be a buyer.